Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's back in the room, so we're going to go ahead and finish the program up here. Completely. What? Bad approach.
No, I just,
Yes, sir.
I'm not judging.
Okay, you know what I want to do? We're going to go off script a little bit. Actually,
Oh,
we're going to go off of Mom's script. Can you hear this okay? Can you hear okay? You can hear it okay?
I thought that's so bad here.
Good. We're going to get back to Mom's script, but I'm going to add to it with a little bit of my script just by going over a few of her accomplishments. It's a very short list. She had humble beginnings. Mom had humble beginnings as her some of you obviously know this, but some of you may be hearing some of this for the first time. Humble beginnings as her high school valedictorian and playing the clarinet in the high school marching band, right? So far, so good.
She doesn't hear a word.
Can't hear a word
You have
you
to,
say.
you have to talk
Do you want to
in
come
slow
over?
motion.
Here, I'll move over.
You're like the Saturday Night Live,
He's
you know.
going through a list of your accomplishments for everybody.
Oh.
It's a lot, it's a lot.
She doesn't do
A lot of accomplishments.
Saturday Night Live, the guy in a little circle, he says the
We're going to have to
See,
move
some
her.
of
She
them
takes
all.
the microphone or else we'll get feedback there.
Okay.
What size of hearing aid in?
Right.
Well,
Both.
both barriers,
Only
right?
the right one's the good one.
Okay.
She's mobile.
Okay.
She's mobile.
We'll move the plants, yeah.
Fran Schenkel birthday, take two. Going over a few of her
What a
accomplishments.
show.
Mom had humble beginnings as her high school valedictorian and playing the clarinet in the high school marching band. She was also an award-winning Ladies' Day golfer in Knoxville at Dean Hill Country Club. You know, I mean, we grew up seeing Mom bring home regularly those big silver serving platters with her name on it for winning one tournament or another, right?
Yep.
Do we ever see those silver things, or we don't know what happened to those things? Evan, did you have anything to do with that? Where's Evan? Oh, there he is. Active in many community organizations. She raised 3 boys, which was probably her most difficult task of all. Let's see. She did build the house of her dreams. We're in 723 Bluff Drive. Working closely with, everybody may not know this, working closely with both the architect and the general contractor, to the point that she almost served as the general contractor's general contractor. To the point that she wanted, for those of you who were in the old den that had that built-in bookcase and cabinets at the bottom, she wanted every panel of the wood to match, to have the same wood tones. And so they would put it in, she'd make them tear them out, put them in again, went through several versions of that. Mom will confirm that that's true, I'm sure. Let's see, another accomplishment, she packed up and moved the entire family across country to California. Here's one for you. She earned her bachelor's degree, racking up credits in 6 schools in 4 different states over a period of 32 years. Now that's going to be a test question later, so I'm going to go over that again. 6 schools, if you're taking notes, 4 states, 32 years.
How many was she thrown out of?
No. She put her education to good use in multiple careers on both sides of the continent. She enjoyed an active and opinionated extended family, including her sons. Thank you, Charlene. Including her sons and Renee, Jillian, and Isabel, with a list of grandchildren and, of course, the triplets as her great-grandchildren. I just asked the triplets if they always refer to them as the triplets, or if anybody ever talks to them individually. And he said it depends. So
He was being nice to you.
it was very nice, and I won't say whose comment it was that it's not nice to say depends in a senior facility. It's not my material. It's not my material. I'm just passing it along. Great-grandchildren. She created and maintained an impressive family photographic archive which I'm sure Jillian at this point will acknowledge is also extensive and exhaustive, since she's the one who volunteered to take the duty of going through 9 albums and sorting them through to see which pictures are of interest to which people. Mom has survived 2 broken legs, a hip replacement surgery, and she's on her 3rd pacemaker. Now that's another test question. So you're on 2 broken legs, 1 hip replacement surgery, and 3 pacemakers. With the help of her various doctors, she has managed to deal with high blood pressure, low blood pressure, and cholesterol issues, among others. She's also become somewhat of an expert in Southern California's hospitals, their patient care abilities, and their food service ratings, and she actually likes the food here at Belmont, in case anybody's listening out there. She credits her longevity to most of the hospitals, but in spite of Good Samaritan Hospital in Los Angeles, I'll just mention that. We won't get into the details, we're saving that for litigation. We understand that she now is actually being contacted by Duracell because the Energizer Bunny wants to know her secret to beating the Queen in terms of longevity. You can't do Queen jokes, I guess it's too soon. Okay, the family appreciates your being here today.
Are you back on script?
I'm back, yes. Back on
Trying to
script.
keep track.
Okay, and at this point, our mom, whose birthday made all of this possible, would like to say a few words. Mom, let me...
You want me to move her again?
Yeah, that'd be best, just so we don't get any feedback over there. Thank you.
Personal assistant Adam. Adam's very good at this. He has not lost her off the wheelchair yet. There's been no tumbles from the chair.
My words of wisdom, can you hear me?
Yes!
The years have passed fast. People still ask me if I have a secret formula for living a long life. I do not. I simply say, eat properly, exercise, and have good doctors, just in case. And many thanks to my family for always being there when I need them. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you for coming.
And I had a backup script here, and she pretty much nailed it, just the way she wrote it, without looking at the words.
Hold on, can I show her this?
Yeah.
Hold on one
We
second.
want to show you something first.
Oh, okay.
Her plan was to have you exit her out right
I
there.
know,
Oh,
she
I
can't
saw
make the
it.
exit just yet.
Stage right.
Stage right, she can't leave just yet. So, everybody that was here had a lot of people, oh, I'm loud. They sent memories and pictures to you. How do you know? Who told you? It's supposed to be a surprise. So, we put together a book. Some came after the fact. So there's a book I put together for you. And in here, there's tons of pictures and everyone wrote memories of things that they love about you. From everyone. So you can look at that later. I'll let it get out here if anyone here wants to see it, but I'll bring it to your room after. Okay?
Well, hold it up to the camera with her. There you go.
Of
Here, hold on,
course.
stay there.
A lot of you know it's butterflies.
Heather, look up.
Oh, look at them. Made with love with the date. Yeah.
You have a lot of cards
Yes,
as well.
and there's a lot of cards. If anyone wants to
A lot of
look
people
at
brought
them.
The one that I gave you, get in with you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You want them later? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we'll bring this all to
Bring it
your
all
room.
over later.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to come up and look through, see all this.
Beautiful.
Good job to Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Yeah.
Also, really cute. Jeff.
There's one. Heather,
Yeah.
you want to talk about KTLA?
Oh, yes.
We
So
can't
this
show it, but.
Yeah, I know, we can't, the TV wouldn't work, but this morning, Gigi, she doesn't know yet, we're gonna go show her in her room, but she was on KTLA News. You were featured on KTLA News this morning for
You-
turning 100. Wow.
You were on KTLA News.
So if anyone
Channel
would like
5 this morning.
me to send it out, I can
We're
email
gonna
it to everybody later, so I'll send it out. I have a friend who's the anchor on KTLA News, and so on the weekend, so he did a whole thing for her this morning. So she's famous, yes. All right, now you are allowed to leave if you wish, or you can stay and party.
Hang on, wait.
Oh, she said she wanted to leave.
Oh, well,
Hold
We're
on.
not letting her out of here.
Okay, you're
You
not
know how
allowed
long
to
it
leave.
took to get her out of her room to come here?
we're gonna kind of do an open mic thing here at this point if you want. If anybody else would like to make a few comments, either from your seat or from the microphone.
Rick's never
Can't
had
pass
a mic
up
he
no
doesn't
mic.
like. Yeah.
Let's move her back.
It'd be great if she made like a engine noise as she was going. Well, first of all, big hat right here for this guy, Jeff Schenkel, huh? This guy can take a script that's already been written, rehearsed, I don't know how many times, and pull it off like it was written for him, and he rehearsed it a whole bunch of times. So he did a great job. It was actually, he was kind of, he would have gone on and on for a long time, so it's,
That's
good
an
that that worked out.
understatement.
Probably what people are thinking about me right now. So, let's see. Well, one thought came to mind. You're talking about people always they paint the picture, right? Everything in the past is beautiful. We drove my feedback. What's that? We drove out here from California. Jeff says our mother moved us out, brought the family out here. He leaves out the fact that here's what happened. We drove 2,200 miles from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Angeles, California. This is a long time ago. We didn't have freeways everywhere. It was a lot of two-lane road. So let me paint the picture. Evan and Jeff pretty much shared the driving. I was 12 at the time. I think I could have done a better job, but I was in the back seat. And my mother joined the back seat also, and this is pretty much how it went. Jeff is driving. We're going 52 miles an hour behind a big truck. He decides it's time to pass. He could have a mile and a half, 2 miles before another car would come in, but my mother was convinced that we were going to be in an accident. So Jeff would go, okay, I'm going to pass. He gives a little acceleration. My mother's like, oh God, oh, we're going to die. And then he pulled back and we're okay. And that would repeat itself 20 to 30 times a day. I was 12 years old. We end up in San Antonio, Texas. Where did we stop in Texas? I think it was on Highway 67. Anyway, my mother and I, and we were in Albuquerque. It was Albuquerque when we ended up, and I'm 12. I ended up in the motel room. You guys went out drinking at the university. Do you recall? No, that's exactly right. You guys were toasted. Anyway, so anyway, it was exciting, and we made 2 stops: Meteor Crater and the Grand Canyon.
How long were we at the Grand Canyon?
15 minutes. That's all it takes.
30 minutes.
That's all it takes.
South Rim, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now we gotta get there to beat the truck.
Right.
To beat the moving van.
And by the way, at 12, I was a little bit of a troublemaker. So, and my mother, I'm not sure aware of it, but you tend to worry a little bit. So I was having fun. We're at the Grand Canyon at this place having lunch, and it's all stone, and then there's a little short wall about 2 feet. And on the other side of the 2 feet, you look, there's about 8 feet of grass. I mean, it's fine. But after that, it goes down. It's the Grand Canyon. Well, if you're my mother, and she's sitting 30 feet that way, and little Ricky is on this 2-foot wall like this, she thinks I'm going to die. Little game we played. Anyway,
Hold still. Just stop moving.
Yeah, just stop moving.
Stop fidgeting.
It's your
thank you.
We
If someone can accomplish that,
Trust me, we can still
we'll give
hear
them
you.
an honorary medical degree.
We need the mic.
Okay, anyway. Here's what I would say. First of all, can you hear me if I speak slowly? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. If you can hear me, raise your right hand. Okay? All right. If you can hear me, wiggle your toe. Okay. All right. Someone told me don't have fun with the 100-year-old. You're not supposed to do that. So here's what I would say. Mother, I would say thank you. Thank you for things that you did for me, like when I was 13 or 14 years old, I wanted to make money keeping score at the bowling alley. 9 p.m. to 12 midnight, 3 hours. The pay was fantastic. Sammy, you can relate to this. It was 50 cents a man. And it was men, sorry, it was a men's league. That's $5, 3 hours of work. And I spent it all on French fries and Cokes while I was sitting there. And the cigarette, anyway. So my mother would, she says, call me when you're done. And she gets out of her bed. You would get out of bed, get in your car, come to get me at Encino Bowl. And I think make a comment like, you smell like cigarette smoke, right? So she gave of herself for me. That's one example. Another one that's a classic example is when it came time for me to go to college, Cal State Northridge. I did not have a car. We shared a car. Mother had a job. I was going to college. Do you remember this? So we alternated days. One day I would take the car to college, Cal State Northridge, 15 minutes away, 20 minutes, and she would take the bus to work. And then the next day I would take the bus to Cal State Northridge and she would drive to work. Do you remember taking the bus so that I could have the car? Okay. Raise your left hand. All right, just checking, okay. So those are just two examples.
Got a question.
Mothers are born to be martyrs.
Mothers are born to be
Mothers
martyrs.
are born to be martyrs.
Wait a second. That's a country song, isn't it? Mothers are born to be. So I mentioned those two stories as examples of my mother, our mother, giving of herself for the benefit of another. In those cases, it was me. But those were two cases and two examples of lots and lots of examples, because one of the things that everyone should understand about our mother is that she was always there to help other people. Her friends, her relatives, she would always want to help in any way she could. And often she would do it even though it meant being, it was not convenient for her. When the kids were little, actually Heather's still little, but when the kids were little, we say, can you babysit? She said, yes. Then we find out she canceled going to a party or something like that. Well, so from then on we said, you have plans this weekend? She'd say no, then we would ask her to babysit. So she's a giver, always was, and I think I would say people who give to others, they accomplish the feat of making sure the world is going to be better because they were in it.
Enough already. She's tired.
She's tired.
Tired? Okay. All right. All right. That's it. All right. Lastly, I'll just say, Mother, thank you for living to be 100. Because I will say, when I was 9, my father passed away. And I wondered who was going to take care of me. And she did for another 56 years. There you go. Thank you.
Tell them they're going to see, but do they know they're going to see a video?
They don't know yet.
Another video.
Okay. Always so difficult to follow Rick.
A lot of laughs.
There will
I
be
like that video.
a showing of a video of Mom's 80th birthday party. in just a moment, so don't leave. Now, are you gonna stay or are you gonna leave?
No, no.
She doesn't wanna be here for that part,
Brings back too many memories.
but she wants you to enjoy it.
It's already fun.
Good laughs. Bye.
We'll show that in just a minute. Let's have one more round of applause. Happy birthday, Mike.
Put in 2 hours. That's
Ready?
good.
Thank you, yeah. Getting tired.
All right.
Happy birthday!
You said thank you to Jeff?
Yes.
Did you say thank you to Jeff?
She's the one who helped you.
She's the one in charge today.
Oh, yeah.
She's in charge.
This is your master of ceremonies.
See that she gets
party's at
together.
5:30.
You have to get some cake.
I got it. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Happy
Happy
birthday.
Fran.
Very good, thank you.
it's fun.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine, yeah. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Let's see. Before I turn on the video, anybody else want to line up at the, we don't have one of those machines where you take a number like they used to have at the post office. Let me roll this.